Hi, I'm Karun, and at 26 years old, I bought my first real estate rental property at $446,000. If I can do it, so can you. I started with $0, so no matter where you are on your financial journey, I'm gonna tell you exactly how you can get started and do the same. I've always had the dream to own real estate and find financial freedom. I knew having just one income source was not good enough. I learned early on when my parents' income tightened, I felt the stress, and I did not want that to happen to me at all. I started my path to financial freedom and saving early. And if you haven't done so yet, don't worry. The perfect time to start saving is now. If you're like me and you want to own property and get on that path to financial freedom, stay till the end of this video because I'm going to show you exactly how I saved my first $100,000 for that down deposit. And so can you. Knowing the biggest hurdle would be the money needed to make a down deposit on that first property, that's where I put my attention. So I started working as early as I could and the most that I could. I started working at KFC. I then did door knocking for real estate agents. I did grocery delivery services. I did grass cutting. And by the time I hit college, I actually saved almost $15,000 in the bank. In college, I pursued an electrical and biomedical engineering degree, but I kept my financial habits the same. I kept working as much as I could, I minimized my expenses, and I saved as much as I could. I did things that might seem unconventional to reach my goals sooner, and of course, you can always take the easy route to get there, it will just take longer. For me, I did most of my savings in just 2 years. I was relentless with my approach, my goals were clear, my vision was set, and I did everything I could to save that money for the down deposit. Now that might not be for everybody, but again, you can get there, it just might be a little longer. As I went through college, I developed a side hustle in private tutoring. And this was a great way to make extra cash on my own time. If you have the knowledge and spend time learning something and have experience, others will pay you for that knowledge. I'm 22, I'm going to school, I'm working and living frugally. I didn't buy a car, I was living with roommates to share expenses. I was willing to make sacrifices. Reaching new heights is almost never easy, but here is a system that kept me disciplined and focused on my goal. If there's one thing that you're gonna learn from this video, it's this. Always learn to break down your financial goals into daily goals. Most people, like me, break down their goals on a yearly timeline, and that's completely natural. Think about New Year's resolutions, think about the goals at work, everything is based on a yearly timeline. So for example, saving $12,000 in a year is a very typical goal. However, this is very daunting when you have yearly goals like this. Think about it. If you save $1,000 in a whole month, which is a massive accomplishment, something to be proud of, you're only at 8% to your overall goal. That is very demotivating. So I learned to break down that high-level goal into a daily goal. $12,000 in 1 year turns into $33 a day. That is much more achievable, and I'm sure you're already thinking of ways that you can save $33 in a day. After 3 years of college, I quit. I didn't drop out. I took an opportunity to get a co-op. And I got my first job at a Fortune 500 company testing their products. This is where the magic happened. I was able to save so much more with this new salary because I already developed such healthy financial habits. And I was so close to reaching that down deposit. When you're given opportunities, take them. Whether it's living at home for that additional year, or selling your car, or taking that higher paying job even though there's a lot more work to it, or developing a side hustle. If you have the opportunity, take them. In my case, I was fortunate enough to get back to a second co-op, which is completely unconventional. I did 2 years of paid internships, and that actually skyrocketed my savings. I went from $40,000 to $90,000 in 2 years. I was so close to hitting my goal, I could taste it. Seeing my bank account grow, my goals being hit, I felt unstoppable. Any dream can be a reality when you put the work in. After those 2 years, I went back for my final year in engineering. And because I developed myself so much more professionally and personally over those last 2 years, my 4th year was a breeze. I was spending a lot of time developing connections, my network, and making sure I landed my dream job after graduating. And that's exactly what happened. So I landed my dream job. I'm 25 years old, I'm established, and I learned one of the most important money lessons, and that's making your money work for you. That lesson is what accelerated my time to success. And in that professional setting, being established, I learned a lot of different ways to safely invest your money. I chose investing in an SP 500 ETF fund, and this absolutely accelerated my time to success. I saved that last $30,000 in about a year at age 26, and I was ready to get my first rental property. And this is where I had to make a big decision. What type of house do I buy? I had access to family rentals, pre-construction condos, multifamilies. All of the investment options were at my fingertips. And one day, an idea popped out of my head. I remembered the days that I was a student not so long ago. And I remember how much money the landlord was making by charging per room. And when I did the math, I realized how much more money you can make with student rentals. And that's what the investment property that I chose to buy. My first property was $446,000, 5 minutes away from the college, 7 bedrooms, 2 washrooms, and 2 kitchens. And that's the type of property I chose to buy. I was able to charge per room, and because my house was beside a university and really close, I was able to get premium rent. This was amazing, and I accelerated my path to higher gains. Now click on this video if you want to see how I turned that first property into a $7 million business today.